Shalom, it's the brother Kalaya coming at you with another lesson. Prior to getting started, I'd like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Akagudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to free elect. Shalom. All right, and back again with another one. Like I said in a previous video, kind of wanted to knock two out, and this one ended up being a little longer than I expected, but it's all right. It's cool. So this lesson's title will be the control your lusts, right? And a quick disclaimer: this for not just myself, but each and every one of us. All right, if you call yourself being in the faith, being in the truth, all right, especially if you're part of the ministry, all right, a part of Great Millstone, get a grip and hold on, all right, to the things you have been taught, man, that you may push away your lusts. All right. So first and foremost, I want to grab that word lust, real quick. All right, lust. It says desire, appetite, inclination, pleasure, sensuous appetite. Let's see, is there more? To be eager, to be wanton, or unruly. Lascivious. Any source of pleasure or delight. Also in appetite, it says a liking for a person. Not that obviously we know it's talking about sexual desire, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's just when you go down to it, it says the main meaning of pleasure. You know what I mean? What it simply means, pleasure. Okay? And that set the tone right there, man. Okay, all of the things that cause pleasure, especially to the flesh, mainly to the flesh, that's the target. Lust to the flesh, because you have a good lust, all right, which we lust for what? The return of Yahushua, to become righteous again, all right, dominion, okay, supernatural powers, all right, and ultimately the kingdom of heaven. All right, we lust for that. We long for that. All right. But right now we're dealing with what? We're trying to overcome the lusts of the flesh. All right, the lusts which they turn into sin to us. All right, because there's such a thing that it may not be sin, a technical sin. All right, but it could become a sin unto you. All right, it could do harm unto you. All right, through the spirit, man. All right, drinking, video games, being in the presence of 2/3, okay? And even things of working out, right? There's a such thing as working out too much, man. You're giving yourself too much, giving exercise or working out too much attention, right? To the point that you may not get as much as you used to get done, okay? But nevertheless, let's start knocking some of these down. Let's see, Sirach 18. Sirach 18 and 29. I was trying to see if I wanted 27, but 29 would be fine. It reads, no, it's like at 30. It says, go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites. If thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughingstock to thine enemies that malign thee. Take not pleasure in much good cheer, neither be tied to the expense thereof. Right? So there's a thing called too much cheer, being too jolly, man. Right? Which I just went into the last video went into what? Depression, escaping depression. Okay, but there's a balance to it as well. Okay? Don't just be overjoyous, man. You just fucking just smiling all. Nah, bro. Have some seriousness to you too. That's the balance of it all, right? But yeah, it says, take not pleasure in much good cheer. Slocky, I want to jump up to verse 31. It says, if thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies. Right? So if you proclaim yourself to be a prophet, a man of the Lord, all right, you proclaim yourself to be in the truth, and people see that. People could tell by the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you think. You know, Jay could be on a job and you simply solving a problem that you may be having at the job or whatever, and these people can see that you think different. You know, your mind is on a different frequency. All right, they can see that. You know, so when you start to show yourself lusting too much after the flesh, it starts to become like, oh, you're not what I thought you were. Oh, I thought you were a man of God. I thought you didn't do that. Which they don't understand the scriptures. Some people might, look at you crazy. You have a drink or two. You know? But that's why it's important to catch hold of your lusts so you can make wiser decisions. Which we should be only drinking at our tent. Okay? Things of that nature. It's all right to, go to the bar, have maybe a couple drinks, but don't be fucking pilled, just all out in the open. You away from your tent. Right? And even with that, it's discretion as well, man. Right? And that's what this lesson is about. This lesson is going into having discretion. All right, controlling your lusts. And the Lord will let you know when you fucking going overboard. Like myself, I like to play first person shooter games, like the different popular games, Call of Duty, and etc. It don't really matter. But I would say I'm fairly good at those games. The Lord I would be so offset, right? If I'm indulging too much, I would be offset to the point where my performance is not as well. And that'll be my key, like, damn, I slipped up and I played this shit too much. Let me cool out, get off, read, what I'm talking about? Get my head back straight, get back on my square. And now I'm back, the next day I'll be, doing back to regular scheduled programming, man. Doing, which I'm talking about on a game, Jacob be doing a little bit better than yesterday. Right? So the Lord, same with drinking. Man, the Lord just, and I call it whispering, right? Which he actually ain't saying shit, but it's thoughts that go through your mind and be like, maybe I should slack up a little bit. Maybe it's time for the detox. Okay, maybe I can't shake this. Let me go on a fast, right? Because that's a big part of breaking your lust too. Going on regular fasts. All right? That's one of the best ways. Fasting and praying, what? That's one of the best ways to break a habit. Okay? But the best way is to, pretty much not allow the habit to become a habit in the first place. Dealing with it beforehand. That's the best way. Monitoring what you do, how you do it, when you do it, and why you do it. If you just drinking just because you like I said in the last video, because you're depressed or things of that nature, maybe you need to stop. There's other ways to cure depression, which I went into that, all right, in the previous video. But nevertheless, what I had, right, Sirach 37 and 27, and it reads, my son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. Okay, so there are certain things that may be lawful that's evil to your soul. Like I said, it become a sin unto you. All right? And you gotta know what those things is. And it says prove. So a lot of the times when we doing things, we don't know that it's affecting us in a certain way. So you have to actually examine yourself to the T. Only you know you like you, you know. So you got to go through a mental checklist. Have I been reading? Have I been studying? All right. How is my performance at camp been? Have I been remembering precepts? Okay. Have I been communicating with brothers? These are all spiritual bullet points on the checklist. All right. You check those things off. Oh, I've been okay. And you might think you've been all right. You know, a brother might have to come tell you, hey, you seem a little off lately. And sometimes that's the Lord telling you that. Most of the time, that's the Lord, you know, giving you a little nudge on the shoulder. Hey, check yourself, right? And you go down that not bulletproof, Jay crazy. Those bullet points, you know? Check your lusts. Have I been spending too much time with women? Right? That's another one. That's a big one. That's a big one. It says, verse 28, for all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. Right? So you might see a brother, he might can handle his liquor. Right? He might can handle going out. Right, going shoot pool damn near every weekend, fishing, right? Like I said, these things seem harmless, but they can consume you as far as your time, right? Because we got a job to do, okay? But nevertheless, you might see somebody doing something, and you might think you can do it, but you can't do it how they do it. You know, the Lord might not have afflicted them with that same grievance as it is with you. And it's important that you realize that, okay? And it's important that we checking each other as well with that, right? It says, verse 29, be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. By surfeiting many have perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. Right? So even with your diet, man, okay? Be well versed in your diet. Okay? Have a variety of things that you're eating, especially greens, veggies, fruits. Right? Don't just be a steak and potatoes guy all the time, or a chicken guy. You just only fucking eating chicken. Mix it up, man. Like I said, go on a fast, fruit fast, water fast. You know, consume the bitter herbs. That's what I have here, man. Made me up a little mixture, you know, different bitter herbs to counteract all of these poisons that we taking in on a daily basis. Yeah, we don't eat fast food like 2/3 or candy and you know, fucking cow's milk and things of that nature, but we still breathing in the air. All right, even the different chicken, the eggs, the beef that we, all of those things be having toxins in it, man. You know, hey, get something to counteract or reverse the different symptoms that, you know, cause sickness, man. Right? Get into a routine, a wellness routine. Exercise, things of that nature. I'm not going to dwell on that too long. I still have a plethora of precepts left. All right. This is the book of Romans. And this is more or less for men in GMS and women that prescribe, all right, that try to do their best. All right. This is strictly, you know, for those of the fold, man. Spiritual upkeep of your temple, okay? Because your body is your temple, man. You got to keep up with it. And when you provoking your lusts, That's what I like that. I might name this that. Because you ultimately provoking the devil. You provoking Satan when you indulge too much into something. You know? This is the book of Romans chapter 6 and 11. And it reads, likewise, reckon ye. All right, first and foremost, the subtitle reads, no longer slaves to sin. Okay, because once we come into this truth, we have been reborn, all right, through Yahushua. Okay? So we think different, we move different, we eat different, we are different, we're separate, we're holy now. You see, we have separated ourselves from the world, all right, but we still have these fleshly bodies that want to continue to be in the world. So it's impossible for us to fully put it off because we're not under the new covenant yet. We don't have the new bodies to sustain righteousness 100% of the time. So our bodies want to go off. And they want to do things, all right, that are pleasing unto it. All right. It says, Romans 6 and 11, it says, likewise, reckon ye also yourselves to be dead indeed unto sin, but alive unto Yahweh through Yahushua Hamashiach, our Lord. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey it in the lusts thereof. Let's get that in another translation, and I'm gonna get that word reign, which I know what it means, but I just won't get it on wax. All right. Romans 6 and 12 in a blue letter in a NLT, and it reads, do not let sin control the way you live. Do not give in to sinful desires. Right? Now let me grab this word, reign. And like I said, there are certain things that are not technically sins, but they could become a sin unto you. I'm gonna get both reign and I'm gonna get lusts in a blue letter. This the word reign, and it's I'm gonna let this dude say this shit.
Strong's G 936.
Basiluo. Alright? And it reads, to be king, to exercise kingly power, to reign, to govern. Alright? Let's see. To exercise the highest influence, to control. Right? So your lusts. Now let's put it in the context. Letting alcohol, all right, control or rule over you, to reign over you, to have influence over you, and you can put whatever your lust is in that blank. All right, put your lust there, the one that you deal with. All right, get personal with yourself and address it and fix it. That's what this is about. Fixing that. Identify it, plan to attack it, and then execute. Simple as that. And it's all through this power and spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, because once you attack these things, you're gonna start to see your vocabulary increase, your reading comprehension is gonna increase, your confidence is gonna increase. All right, all of the things that hold a man back from being an effective prophet will increase, man. Your memory, the things you remember, your studying skills, all right, your ability to win over men, okay, while preaching these words, all of those things will start to become more fruitful when you start to control your lust and you get them under your body, man. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's all I wanted right there. I think I got 3 more. I'm gonna get this Titus right quick. Oh no, I said I wanted to get lust. Oh fuck, I already got it in the online. That's fine. That's good enough. Well, I just turned to 2 Peter. I'm gonna grab this one while I'm here. It's 2 Peter chapter 2 and 11. And it reads, it says, dearly beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul. You see? So these different lusts war against your soul. All right? Because the flesh and the spirit are always constantly at war with each other. One wants to be carnal, one wants to be spiritual. Okay? And that's the great battle that we gotta fight. We gotta fight. You fighting against yourself, man. And I'm gonna tell you, one thing is for certain, that there will be a winner. One of the two gonna win. Are you aiding the flesh, or are you aiding the spirit, man? One of them have to win. You know what happened if the flesh win? You're gonna be destroyed by nuclear fire. All right, or one of the different perils that the Lord have queued up for 2/3, who've let the flesh rule them and govern them, to reign over them. You see? But then there's what? There's the side of the spirit. When you let the spirit, win. When you aid the spirit to win this battle, okay? There's what? Salvation, being a first fruit, okay? Being the first, imagine that, being the first one out of your family to experience the kingdom of heaven in its freshness, in its, when everybody else get to see it. You don't got to get brought back in as a baby through some righteous parents. No, seeing it, right? Watching the first slaves get off their ships into the kingdom, building the kingdom. You see, that's a sight to behold, man. And I pray, that the Lord allow me to be able to see that, and all honest and righteous men that are putting, actively fighting, right, contending to put their lust under them, because it's not easy, man. All right. Where am I? Yeah, let me get this Titus. I'm gonna get this Titus up through there. This is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 12. It says, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteous, and godly in this present world. So it's gonna start on this side, man. All right, your habits, how you walk in this truth. All right, this is we tasting it now, man. All right, and it's gonna be like a tall glass of cold water when the Lord give us those new bodies, and we don't have to contend no more to be righteous. Man, it's gonna be so refreshing. You see, because that's what your spirit longed for. You just got to hold out and endure to the end. Fight, contend, be a warrior for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. This is our fight. Our fight not carnal. Our fight is through the spirit. You see? Yeah, come on, man. Verse 13. For Salakia, looking for the blessed hope and the glorious appearing of the great power and our Savior, Yahweh Shah Mashiach. All right? Oh, man. It says, who gave himself for us that he might redeem us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar people, zealous of good works. These things speak and exhort and rebuke with all authority. Let no man despise thee. Right? So these things are supposed to exhort you, all right? And through exhortation, you get the strength to keep pushing on, man. You get that spiritual fortitude to suppress your lust, man. Right? We fighting for something much bigger. Let me see, I think yeah, I got no, that's really it. Let me read this. Because I think I was supposed to bring this out a little bit earlier. 1 Tim 6. Yeah, that's pretty much Nah, I'm bringing it out. 1 Timothy 6 and 6, and it reads, "But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content." And I brought that out because most of the time Jay get caught up with the affairs of this life, all right, and it be for something so minute in status, all right, or in value, and you end up getting booted out the truth, man. Right? Just be content with what we got going on. All right. Sometimes Jay need to fall back and not have as much fun. And I'm talking to myself first and foremost, man. I love women. I love the, shit. I work blue collar job. I'm around men all day, all week, for 10 hours a day. I like to get off and maybe be in the presence of women, whether that be at like the movies or a pool hall, things of that nature. I love that. But sometimes, hey, what we have right now you should be content with that. That don't mean you can't pop out here and there, right? But the key word, pop out, all right, here and there, man, right? But nevertheless, that was the point. Okay, that was the point. Man, control your lust. Don't provoke your lust, man. So without any further ado, I'd like to give all glory, honors, and praise unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to hopefully elect. Shalom, the Baba Ball.